cannot believe it.
Just completely, utterly in awe here.
That is a complete scandal. That is quite out of this world. I don't believe it! I don't believe it!
Play to commence, 30 seconds.
Well, these two have met 3 times previously on the tour. 3-love to Perry, but it's been a while since they met. The last time they played was the PSA World Championships in Egypt in 2015.
JP Morgan, Tournament of the Champions, 2018.
That's a 3-love win for Perry.
Women's round 2 match.
Both improved
Olivia
quite a lot
Blatchford
since
of
then, haven't they?
US
Yeah.
Serve, Sarah Jane Perry of England to receive. Best of 5 games, love all.
See a bit of K-tape on the left-hand leg of
Hand out.
Blatchford. Hopefully just a precautionary thing, won't hold her up too much.
Two love.
Possibly the tallest against the shortest player on the women's tour. Big height discrepancy on there.
Yes, let. Two
Just
love.
goes to show there isn't necessarily a body type.
Blatchford is officially 4'12" on our stats.
How tall is SJ?
Hand out, 1-2.
6'1".
Is she? She looks taller than that today.
That's a great shot from Blatchford. I think this is going to be quite a good close contest, you know.
2-all.
I think Blatchford's going to... I think she's a player that's been improving. She's oozing confidence where she's been climbing up the rankings. And I think she's going to raise her game here on home soil.
Yeah, I hope so. I think you're right. I think it could be interesting clash between these two.
Down.
Blatchford, they're both really good around the front, aren't they?
3-2.
Blatchford's very good
White
with the
box.
racket. Doesn't always play from a good enough base. I think that's key for her, and it was certainly something we mentioned in her match in Manchester. Can't remember who she played, who she lost to, but I do remember talking about that lack of sort of foundation to her game. She wasn't quite enough sort of structure there. So that's hopefully something she's looked at. She will need that against a player like SJ.
Well, she's got her coach here in her corner,
4-2.
Natalie Granger, who in fact was a former world #1, even though some people forget that and announce her as a former world #2.
Sorry, Nat.
Has she had a word with you about that yet?
No.
Has she spoken to you?
No, well, I have spoken to her actually, but she didn't mention it. I'd forgotten about it as well.
Out. Hand out, 3-4.
There is Natalie
is.
Granger, based out here, but of South African origin.
4-all.
Well, level in this first game. This is where both players will look to get a bit of dominance going.
Yes, let. 4-all. Yeah, she could have reached the ball. Left box.
Good squeeze.
Hand out, 5-4.
It's a good shot. Yeah, I actually quite like the Blatchford forehand. I think she gets a lot of strings on the ball, which isn't an easy thing to do on the forehand side. Gets a lot of cut and shape on the ball. Means that she can take that ball in short consistently on the right-hand side. A lot of players will opt for cross-court options Whereas I think because of the technical work that Blatchford has, she has that option to keep it straighter than most.
Hand out.
Well, that was very well straightened.
5.
Well, sharp work from Blatchford, pouncing on anything loose from Perry.
Yes, let 7-5.
Well, hopefully we'll see the crowd come alive a little bit if she takes this first game. Been a bit subdued so far this morning.
There was not that many, maybe not that many here
I would
at the
expect
moment.
them to start trickling in a bit now
8-5.
with Blatchford playing.
Maybe she didn't realise that the first, or maybe they didn't realise the first of the American players was on this early.
I suppose some people do have to work as well on a
Yeah.
Monday.
Yeah.
Down.
Love Mondays.
Hand out. 6-8.
No, what I really love about Mondays,
Yes,
Vanessa.
6-8.
Oof.
Well, we're going for a review, aren't we?
I think this could be
Player
a
review
stroke.
Perry on the yes-let decision.
If she'd hit that, she would have taken Blatchford out with her swing. Another look. She, just a touch late to get her racket up, but it would have been very dangerous for her
Well,
to swing
racket
at
was
that.
up there initially. It was only a small preparation, but it was up in terms of hitting it.
So what you think, stroke?
Yeah, well, the referee's obviously feeling that there was sufficient space between the ball and the
Yes-let
players.
decision upheld. Perry has no reviews remaining. 6-8.
They do tend to be quite strict with giving strokes away in those sort of situations. If there's any kind of doubt, they often go for yes-let to sort of prevent that fishing scenario. There's definitely a thought process there.
Well played.
Perry not happy with that target hitting, but Blatchford is really testing the movement of Perry. She's looking to twist and turn her. She's looking to take her in short where she can.
Yeah, she is. She's using good variety. She doesn't quite have the hold that SJ has, but she's making it difficult to read because she's just using a lot of different shots from different positions.
Yeah, she's looking good on there to me, the American player. Just feel, we know that Perry has got a lot of racket skills. Just feel that she needs to break this up a bit because it's all at the pace that Blatchford wants to play. Blatchford has 4 game balls.
Yeah, Perry hasn't quite found her base yet, has she? She's not quite hitting targets in the back.
But she's playing on the back foot. It's very reactive rather than proactive.
Player review.
No.
Blatchford on the
No,
stroke.
she's not reviewing. She's asking whether the ball was good
yeah,
or
the
not.
pickups were good. Yeah, thank you. Hand out.
It was a good
7-10.
shot. She was just surprised that Perry got it back, I think, but the ball looked fine. It's actually 10-7. Just feel that the pace that Blatchford is playing at is just rocking Perry slightly in terms of her movement. She's being left staggering and off balance. And for me, that is a clear sign that she needs to slow it down and take the pace out of the game slightly. So really sharp from Blatchford, taking his first game. 9 minutes in duration, 11-7 for the 13 seed, who is leading by 1 game to love. So 8 winners in total for Blatchford, 2 errors, which is really impressive. But it's the forehand that is working really well for the American. So I think Perry will need to starve of that area as much as she can. Rodney Martin in the corner speaking to Sarah-Jane Perry. Of course, there is a link there because Rodney Martin and Rob Owen, who Sarah-Jane Perry works with, they actually work very closely together. And if English players go over or come over here, they will quite often go and hit with Rodney Martin, and vice versa. If someone like Kaskelly goes across to England, he will base himself and do a bit of work with Rob Owen. So good little partnership developed by those two.
Been quite busy this week as well, hasn't he, Rodney Martin?
Yeah, he's been really busy.
Duncalf yesterday. Well, he's got a bit of work to do here with Sarah-Jane Perry. She really likes to dominate through the middle, but actually the reverse is happening. In that first game, it was Blatchford that was on the attack around the middle of the court and on the volley. A lot of winners on the forehand side, using really good variety. A few winners with that little cross-court short volley, and just catching Perry wrong-footed and on her back foot on quite a few occasions. So a bit of work to do for Sarah-Jane Perry.
Talking of giant killers, there's 2 of them in the crowd. Nikki Muller got a great win, and Ryan Kaskelly knocking out the beast of Alexandria, Mohamed El Shabaghi, yesterday. That was scintillating, ridiculous atmosphere here. Well, at the moment, Perry's movement isn't able to deal with the Blatchford attack. Obviously, she does need to hit slightly better targets because she's putting the ball ever so slightly on the racket of Blatchford.
Hand out, 1-all.
Like a little pocket rocket, isn't she, Blatchford, the way she plays?
Yeah, she's moving very well.
Down.
You know, and a player like, you know, tall players like Sarah-Jane Perry, they have to use their squash to try and minimise those quick movements that are so difficult to make when you're tall. That, you know, those twisty, turny movements. You have to control the pace. It's absolutely crucial. Not hit out of corners.
Well, that's what didn't happen, did it, in that previous one? She was rocking and reeling quite a bit with her movement.
Stroke to Blatchford.
Here's a stroke. There's no way Perry wants Blatchford to cross-court that. There's no, she's saying about reverse both, but a cross-court would nail Perry there.
Down. 4-2.
She looks quite unsettled on here, Perry. Blatchford is really sort of taking the game to Perry, which she's not used to.
Down. 5-2.
Well, big lead for Blatchford opening up. That miss from Perry is a clear sign that she's very unsettled on that. The target hitting has been better, but I still feel there's too many shots that are just lacking that real purpose in it so far. But also the variation. I'm still not seeing the lift from Perry. And I think one of the noticeable things with Perry is that when she has been off balance and unsettled, like when she got to the final of the British Open, what she was doing brilliantly was she was resetting rallies and neutralising attacks when she was off balance by lifting, and I've just not seen that today so far. It's like she's forgotten about the lob.
4-5.
Well, Rodney Martin is ridiculously knowledgeable about the game of squash, and I'm sure he will be working out exactly what Perry needs to do on here. It's got to be one of the cleanest strikers of the ball that the game has ever seen, hasn't he, Rodney Martin?
Yeah,
5-all.
certainly be up there.
Well, she's accepted the interference, gone through and played it, so this is going to be a no-let, I think.
No, all was good.
No, not all was good. As I was hitting it.
I don't think Wayne Smith's actually listening to what Perry's saying.
Interference. Really was.
Right decision, wrong explanation again.
Yeah. Not sure what you're saying
And
there.
out, 6-5.
Problem is that the ball was really tight and Perry went through and played that shot. Oh, see, Perry can't afford to miss those chances, and
She's
normally,
missed a lot.
yeah, but normally you'd expect her to do something with that, wouldn't you? That's a let
Yes,
ball.
let, 7-5.
No, it's a good decision, I think. There's a bit of space here.
Player review.
I initially
Blatchford
thought
on the year's
stroke,
game
to be honest.
Did you?
Yeah.
Going a bit stroke happy. By the time she's
Is there enough
ready,
space?
have a look at the time. By the time Blatchford's ready there to hit it, but she's on her back foot. She's not going forwards to hit this. She's on her back foot. So you've got to wait there is when she's going to hit it.
Yeah, and then this front wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think because she's not
Yes,
on her
that
front
decision
foot to go and
upheld.
take. If she's taking that foot earlier in front of her, it's probably a stroke. But because she's set on her back foot, leaning backwards, I think the strike would come slightly later. So I think that's a correct decision.
Down.
Well, not
And
seen
out.
Blatchford miss many, and that was a big miss. She'll obviously hope that it's not costly.
Down.
Just overplaying that
7-all.
shot slightly. It worked really well for her in the first game. That sort of short cross-court volley. It's a difficult movement for Perry to make, but Perry's not only starting to read it, but Blatchford's also made a couple of errors.
Oh. Wow, what a shot. What a shot from Blatchford. Such a good shot. Very difficult to hit from
And
there.
out, 8-7.
I mean, it wasn't exactly a percentage shot. Perry was right in that corner, but it was so well executed.
Yeah, she just backed herself. Big reaction at the end of it as well.
It was a very well constructed rally before that, actually, before the finish.
Well, it's like a short game going on from the very confident Blatchford. She's seriously
9-7.
backing herself here.
Straightened up again, though, with those short shots. She was hitting too many cross-court. Now she's taking in the straight shot, and it's so effective.
I'll tell you what's good, though. Blatchford has got a little hold at the top of the swing, but then she takes the ball in short, and she does it very quickly. She gets it all happening quickly into the front, and it takes time away from the opponent. got two things going on, because you make the opponent hold their movement, and then you make them have to go quickly. She's on absolute fire here, Olivia Blatchford.
Right box.
The last 4 rallies have pretty much been unplayable. 3 game balls for Blatchford.
Hand
One
out.
back for Perry.
8-10, game ball. One up.
And there's that little cross court again.
11-8, game to Blatchford.
Yeah, but that was more effective because she'd been straightening up and then used that as a surprise shot. So 11-8 for Olivia Blatchford, and the American player is leading by 2 games to love. Well, I think Natalie Granger's just going to have to settle Blatchford down, because she is seriously pumped up for this. Well, Blatchford, I mean, those winners, a lot of them came towards the latter stage of that game, and she started pinging everything in straight and short, but it was staying so short, so tight, and really played in such a positive way that Perry couldn't react and couldn't deal with it. And somehow Perry has to find a way to stop Blatchford from being able to do that or get on a run like that again in this next game.
Yeah, she's got to try and get her on her back foot. A lot of those winners, as you said, were played from that sort of service box, mid-court area. And she was almost playing a short game, whereas Perry's long game just wasn't getting deep enough. Really needs to somehow settle herself here. Maybe get a few more balls running into the back of the court, because Blatchford's on a real roll. She's very confident with her short game. Perry obviously needs to try and find those opportunities to use her own attacking game, but also try and unsettle Blatchford by getting her right back in the court. Maybe try and force a few errors. So just a bit of discipline really required from Perry.
Blatchford leads 2 games to love. Love all.
Blatchford gets us underway.
Yes, Latch.
A lot of work for Perry to do from 2 love down.
Now the interference was on the head. That's important. Love all. Up, yes.
Well, conceded
1 love
by Perry. Perry looks slightly flat here.
Yeah, she almost looks like she's not sure what's coming next, and that's really affecting her movement. It's making her rock a bit on the tee.
I tell you, it's all to do with the pace of the Blatchford attack. She's getting the racket through really quickly. Like there, that drop shot is played in very quickly, very positively.
2 love.
It is, but it's also a terrible shot from Perry. She's got to get that ball into the back of the court. It's the sort of situation, she's not feeling great out there. She's playing someone who is extremely confident. She's taking the ball in short at will, and she just needs to really knuckle down here. Another clean winner from Blatchford.
No, I saw the ball good.
Perry thought it went down, but I thought it was fine.
Hand out.
And so did the
3-1.
referee. And another winner from Blatchford, but again the ball right on her volley.
4-1.
She's got to try and put that ball in more difficult areas for Blatchford.
Hand out, 2-4.
Well, the crowd are really starting to believe that Blatchford might actually do this.
Yes, let's. 2-4.
I thought Blatchford might have been tempted to actually review this, but she felt there was enough contact, didn't she? There was a fair old thud through.
Stroke to Blatchford.
Has to be a stroke.
No, you prevented the swing. It's a stroke.
Perfect example of the trajectory of the ball being affected.
Completely, because there's no way that Blatchford
Do you
would
wish
have
to appeal?
put that ball in the tin if it hadn't been for the contact.
Hand out.
There, it was sufficient enough to actually stop her from being able to play the shot properly.
Down. Hand out. 3-5.
Yeah, very positive
No-let.
play. It's going to be a no-let.
I mean, Blatchford is not going to stop hitting winners here. It's all about Perry
The
trying
ball
to
is too
starve her
good.
from those
You lead to the
positions.
player. You need to go play to the ball. Hand out. 6-3.
If she's relying on Blatchford making errors, I don't think that's going to happen. She's going to have to try and force those errors by putting her in difficult
Yeah, but
positions.
she's not been accurate enough so far in this match to be able to do that. She's not been able to restrict the swing of Blatchford, and she's not had Blatchford at full extension enough. Well, there you go. Wow. Blatchford on a roll. Absolute fire from the number 13 seed.
7-3.
I mean, for Blatchford now, it's just about mental composure, isn't it?
She's just looking unstoppable, though. She looks like she's buzzing, and she's just firing on all cylinders. Yeah, nicely finished. It's a good rally by Sarah Jane Perry. Much
Hand out.
needed for the English player.
4-7. Down. Left box.
Perry just trying to use pace to get that ball running deep.
Yeah, but it's working.
Still not using the lob, but yeah, she's getting on her back foot at least.
Well, she had a full extension, so she couldn't actually tee off. Well, it's just one too many from Blatchford there. Perry's done really well here,
6-7.
within 1 point of Blatchford. Just
Well,
feel like
Back's
Blatchford.
up against the wall. It's now or never, isn't it?
feel that Blatchford needs a couple of drives out from the front corner when she's actually up there. Not so much, I think, initiating, she's fine. But when she's up in the front corners, it just feels like she needs to get a couple of drives out before she goes in for the drops again.
First error we've seen in a while, and that could be costly. Just a slight shift in momentum here.
No lets.
And that was a big point for Blatchford to win.
Player review period.
What was your instinct on this one?
I thought no let.
I thought no let as well. She's gone up and round, and it's a long way back. I think that's a no let. Perry goes up and round, and by the time she's up and round and the interference takes place, the ball is already gone. Watch this, there's the interference, the ball's already gone, and it's the weight of shot is perfect from Blatchford.
Upheld. Perry has no reviews remaining. Hand out, 8-7. Got up. Hand out, 8-all.
Video referee decision.
Video decision, please, on the ball in the front.
Here we go. Thought this was coming.
It's so hard to tell from this angle because you don't see the distance there between Perry and the ball. You almost need to look at it right from the top.
There's quite a bit of distance. I'm probably thinking yes let. I think it's not a great shot from Perry. I think the movement from Blatchford is just slightly opposite the wrong way, but she's going for the drop shot. I think the ball stayed quite a way short. I'd have gone yes let there.
Yeah,
Stroke
I think
to
that's,
Blatchford. Hand out, 9-8.
See, well,
again,
obviously
the
explained why I
angle's
thought.
deceptive, isn't it? Makes it look much more like a stroke than it is because you cannot see the distance to the ball.
Yeah, but there was one of them where I thought you could see the distance.
Play on, please.
I'd have gone let ball there. Well, I explained why I thought it was a let ball. Could be a big decision as well. Can Perry regroup? Oh! Well, she went for it.
Hand out, 9-all.
It is going to be a case of whether Blatchford can hold her nerve here,
Yeah.
because her hitting has gone slightly off from what it was as she's got closer to closing this out.
Yeah, I just feel like she hasn't recognised the fact that she maybe needed to just push a couple of shots deep. She was in such a purple patch early on in the game that you keep going for it. But when someone then starts to come back at you and starts to read what you're doing, it's recognising that shift, isn't it? Where the gaps suddenly open up more in the back, actually, than the front.
Oh, it's got into the tin. That was slightly snatchy.
10-9, game ball.
Just slightly overexcited with her position here, I think, Blatchford. Game ball for Perry.
Down.
Well, another error from the American.
11-9,
So
game to
Perry,
Blatchford leads
she'll be relieved if she
10-1.
walks off at the end of that third game. She lives and survives to fight another day, or another game. 11-9 for Perry. She now trails Blatchford by 2-1. Rodney Martin applying his trade, giving Perry advice. Still not settled on there. Just felt that maybe Blatchford got a couple of bits wrong that allowed Perry to get back in. There was a few errors from Blatchford, and that's turned around completely. 6 in total, only the 5 winners, and they all came. They all came when Blatchford saw the finishing line, and she definitely got slightly tense. And as you said, and we both pointed it out, there were moments at the front of the court where Blatchford could have just done with punching a drive through, pushed Perry back, and then gone short again, especially when she was feeling a bit tense.
Yeah, and not so much that she needed to become a bit passive and just not make the error, but I think it was actually that the spaces were more in the back of the court, because Perry was just starting to sort of charge forward, starting to anticipate the short shot. So I think we could have game on here now. That'll give a huge lift to Perry, who's been quite unsettled this whole match so far. And equally for Blatchford, that's a big blow. She had opportunities to take this match 3-love. And 3 errors, 3 unforced errors on the trot, allowing Perry to take that 3rd game. So a big momentum shift in this match.
Play resumes in 30 seconds.
Still a 2-1 lead though for Blatchford. That's what she needs to concentrate on. She played so well. Try and block that last bit of that 3rd game out of her mind.
Blatchford leads 2 games to 1. Perry to serve.
I reckon this is going to be close now.
Love all.
I think Perry could settle down, having got that 1 game under her belt. And also, it's difficult once you just drop off that purple patch slightly.
1-love.
It's so hard to rediscover the form again. What do you think?
Yeah, I think this is a big chance for Perry now.
Hand out. 1-all.
It's a good test actually for Blatchford, because this is going to require a lot of mental resilience.
I mean, obviously still, if you're talking to Blatchford in between games, you're highlighting the fact that, look, you're the player that's in the lead still. You're 2-love up.
And you've been
you're
the better
2-1
player this whole match so far.
2-1.
And there was just that blip at the end, right at the end of the 3rd.
Well, it's a 3-1 lead here for Blatchford. Lagrange's got a thinking head on.
She must be.
Yes,
She's got to be really happy with how her player has performed so far.
He loves the old interference on the head explanation, doesn't he, Wayne Smith?
Play on, please. 3-1.
Never actually heard that before. It's been used
twice
in this match.
I know. But there's no interference on the head. I don't understand. Oh dear. I don't understand. There's no interference. Does he mean brainwaves? You know, like.
Yeah.
Hand out.
I don't understand. It's going to be my excuse next time things go wrong. Sorry, interference with the head. You just bamboozle people because they have no idea what you're talking about. They'll be like, what? Huh? Who? How? Yeah, interference with the head. Still not hitting out from that front corner. She did once. She ripped a cross court and actually got an outright winner. Just feel that it's just begging to be punched out long again.
Absolutely. Which Perry then did. Just lost her balance in her game here. It's too concentrated in the front of the court. Perry's up there expecting it.
Oh, that was a bit fortuitous from Blatchford.
Hand out. 4-all. Straight to Blatchford.
Perry wasn't sure about the ball earlier at the top. Referee feeling it's fine.
5-4.
Pace has dropped out of the game ever so slightly, which I think will actually help Perry. See that the hitting from Blatchford is just a bit slower than it was.
Let's. 5-4.
We're going for a player review here.
Player review, Blatchford.
Do you think that the match referee feels that maybe Blatchford just exaggerated the preparation slightly?
I couldn't tell from that first angle. Yeah, that's a let.
Shoulders just over rotate ever so slightly. I think this will stay as a yes let.
The ball's closer to Blatchford than Perry. There's space to hit.
Yes,
just a safety let.
Yeah.
Blatchford has no reviews remaining. 5-4. Blatchford serving left box.
Still very close here.
Has just been so clinical, except for that very last stage of the third game. Her success rate with her short game has been absolutely ridiculous.
Yes, let. 6-4.
Oh, she's lost her review.
You cross across her path to the ball.
Definitely would have been reviewing that if she'd had one left. Actually, it does look like a let from that angle.
That's when it helps you have the reach that Sarah Jane Perry has.
Please.
No, I don't think this is a let. I think she's too late.
It's no let. It's
Ball's
no let,
sort of
it's too much
fading away
distance.
as well. There's not enough pace on the ball. She's not going to be able to get it off the back wall. It's just...
Guessing the match referee just wanted to check the distance there.
Hand out, 5-6. All.
I mean, when you think about it, we're used to seeing Perry hit a lot of winners on the volley, and she's had so few opportunities to do that. She's just been scrambling around the front, hasn't she?
Yeah, but don't you think the pace has dropped off from the Blatchford hitting, with her length hitting? She's not hitting as aggressively with her driving, and it's giving Perry a lot more time.
Another error from Blatchford.
And there's been a real shift here. Well, I just wonder whether it's all that head interference that's just playing its part with Blatchford.
That was very well played. Half volley. Very difficult to execute.
7-8.
It's an unbelievable shot.
She made sure with the drop there, hit it with a little bit more pace, but she caught the nick.
Oh, she's done well to get herself back to 8-all here. Definitely more time for Perry on every one of her shots. She's not rocking and reeling so much with her movement.
But she's creating a bit more time for herself because she's getting a bit more depth and width, isn't she?
Well, she's taking the pace off her drives as well. Look, she's chipping it down the line slightly.
8-all.
She's playing that chip. She's not lifting the drive, but she's chipping the drive. And it's allowing her time to be able to push up and settle in a central position. Whereas the way she was hitting before, she was trading with Blatchford, and it meant that she was never ever getting to a central position in time. That's a great shot.
Such a good shot.
Well, just when you thought that maybe the tide was turning, Blatchford straight back at and back in the lead.
Stroke to Perry.
Yeah, she couldn't do anything with that. Very tight from Perry.
9-all.
Can't believe she just popped that into the tin. She's played it. Yeah, but she's accepted the interference. She's frustrated, but she's accepted the interference. She's played it and just not put enough on it. That goes up. It's an outright winner all day long. What it has given is it's given a match ball to Blatchford.
Referee decision.
Yeah, we're going for a video referee
I
decision.
don't think she's going to get this.
Don't you?
No.
Let's see.
I think it's just short enough that the line is there.
Short enough or long enough?
As in, there is interference because of where the ball bounces.
Yeah. So you think yes, let?
Oh, it's very close.
I mean, the ball's tight. It looks like a yes let to me, if I'm honest. Looks like a yes let. Is a yes let.
Yes let. 10-9. Match ball.
Well, Perry's heart would have been in her mouth waiting for that decision. She needs to regroup and settle back down. Here's a chance for Blatchford. Well, again, Perry taking the pace out of that drive. She should have done this in the first two games, but it's definitely making a difference for Perry. Going into a tie break. Yeah, again, do you see, as soon as the pace, there's no way it's a let ball, but as soon as the pace is injected into Blatchford's drive hitting, she gets Perry rocking. And that's what she's not been doing so much of in the last game and a half. Maybe 2 games. Game and a half, I'd say. There's no way that's a let ball.
Don't think video referee will need too long to decide this. Oh, he's having a good look, though.
It's a no-let, I think.
Come on, it's...
The racket has got caught, but that's a no-let.
No-let, decision upheld. Perry has no reviews remaining. Hand out, 11-10, match ball.
Another match ball for Blatchford. Oh, that was a big chance.
Hand out.
She needs to settle
11 all.
down.
She loves that shot. And it's been...
We've had 50 minutes here, thoroughly entertaining. Tie-break in the 4th game.
Oh, the tin.
That was like
Perry.
the middle of a tin on a drive from Perry.
Hand out, 12-11.
Can Blatchford hold her nerve here?
3rd match ball. That's well played by Perry. You would never
Hand
guess
out.
that she was match ball
12
down by the
all.
way she played that rally. Very composed squash.
Yeah, it's just been a little bit tougher on the big points. Blatchford again, just throwing the boast in.
Blatchford will be bubbling away inside here. She'll just be looking to fight those emotions. Oh, can you believe that?
She did get it.
How weird was this? I reckon the referee could look at it.
I'll just get the video referee to have a look.
Well, here we go. The match. This is wise. He's using technology. It's such a big moment in the match.
She got it, but I think she just caught it funny.
Yeah. Yeah, she got it side wall, and then she got it just as it hit the side wall. So she gets it there before it goes onto the floor. That doesn't hit the floor again, does it?
No,
It just
I
hits
don't
the
think so.
sidewall. I think it's good. I think it hits the sidewall and she gets her racket under it immediately.
Yeah.
Wow, how many times are we going to look at this?
Yeah, it's inconclusive. We're playing a let.
Well, the video referee just couldn't quite tell. Well, Perry thought it was down. I actually thought it was up.
Bravo.
Blatchford was absolutely convinced she got it.
Positive attack
Hand out,
from Blatchford.
13-12.
Certainly playing the level points in this tie-break really well. She just needs to hold her nerve when she's got this match ball. 4th one for Blatchford.
No let.
Oh,
No.
Well, we've got a review. But why are you aching? There wasn't that much interference there. Do you think it was head
I
interference?
think, I think she just couldn't get her
No
racket
let
up.
decision.
Head interference? Where can she
Oh, it
get her
doesn't look
racket
like
up?
a let there, actually.
I don't understand where the interference is. You've got to play this ball, haven't you?
Yeah, no, that's no let. You're right.
There's that no interference here.
Yeah.
No let decision upheld. Blatchford.
Yeah,
There's
that's
no
a
reviews
silly ask.
remaining. Hand out, 13-all.
Even head interference couldn't intervene there.
Down.
Oh, another error.
14-13. Game ball.
Needs to straighten up again, especially on the short game.
What are the odds of Perry converting this first game ball? Blatchford has used hers.
Prevented access to the ball, preventing the shot.
Well, Blatchford livid with this
15-13,
decision.
game to Perry, 2 games off.
What do you think?
I think that's the right decision. She doesn't clear.
Yeah, well, she's stuck on that ball. It's not really very tight. Wow, 19-minute fourth game, 15-13 to Sarah-Jane Perry, having saved and survived 4 match balls. And we're going into a fifth. It's 2 games all. Still too many errors from Blatchford, quite a few errors from Perry as well, but that's because this game is so tight between the two of them. I just feel that Blatchford, she had her chances, but she didn't quite settle down as she had been playing and couldn't quite convert. So tough now for Blatchford to keep her head up, I think.
Perry's not making the errors on the really big points, though, is she? And that's the difference. A lot of opportunities again there for Blatchford. Played really well considering she lost that third. She didn't let it get to her and she got really stuck in that fourth game. Got herself quite a few match balls, but just couldn't convert. Just a little bit edgy on those match balls. Wasted one, just asking for a silly let. And then a couple of errors as well. So another lifeline for Perry, who still doesn't quite look right to me on here. She's had so few opportunities to go for winners. I can't remember the last time she just had a clean winner on the volley.
She's a fighter though. That's why she's still in there.
Play resumes, 30 seconds.
That's what you need to do sometimes. Just knuckle down and find a way. Blatchford seems to have disappeared.
Play resumes, 15 seconds.
Needs to get herself back on court. Not sure what's going on here.
Requested 3 minutes self-quickly.
3-minute injury break for Blatchford.
Right, well, I wonder what is actually wrong with Blatchford. I didn't notice anything. Well,
I think a lot of that anger directed towards the referee on that final point of the fourth game was just frustration, wasn't it?
yeah, I think so. Yeah, definitely. What do you think? This is a bit of a tactical 3-minute injury timeout.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe just wasn't quite ready to go back on court. Well, she does look like she's testing out a movement a bit.
Is.
Yeah.
Just testing out the lunge. Let's hope the pocket rocket, Olivia Blatchford, is okay to continue, and to continue the way she has been playing, because it's been a very exciting and tense match between the two. Doesn't look like it's impeding her walking too bad. It's just that it was obviously the lunging where she was testing it out. Of course, we know and have seen that she's got that strapping on her left hamstring. Here we go. Perry's going to start off this fifth game. You'd have to favour Perry now, wouldn't you?
I was just about to say that, and not because of the squash. It's
the heat.
Yeah, I just think, you know, that the sort of the higher ranked player and the one expected to win, when it comes down to these sort of situations, it's so hard for the player who's about, you know, trying to cause the upset to just have that belief, especially when they've never beaten someone before.
Yeah, she's just struggling a bit to settle down here and get on with what she needs to do. I think maybe a good rally from Blatchford would settle her down slightly. Not sure the leisure centre boast is the answer, but it's one of the point.
played so well. You sort of almost want her to do it because I feel like her squash has deserved the win. Just hasn't been able to quite get over the finish line.
Straight to Blatchford.
Well, she's back level in this fifth.
2-all.
Half expecting PJ to pop up with that scoreline.
And out, 3-2.
That
No
is tight.
length. Minimal interference.
There is minimal interference there, I think.
Hand out.
It's just the way that,
3-all.
Good decision.
but it's just the way Perry asked for it, that it's not going to result in a let ball. She needs to really show that she wants to go through and play that. She's doing so much better now. She's taking the pace out of the driving, though, Perry. Way more settled.
Not up. Four, 3. Down. Hand out, 4-all. Not up.
Slightly sluggish
5-4.
lunge into the front right from Blatchford. Has been a tough match so far, though. We've had 62 minutes of hard battling squash between these two.
Hand out.
This time it's
5-all.
Perry's movement that just looks slightly sluggish. Look at that. 2 winners each. 5-all, 2-all.
Yes, let. 5-all.
Looked like Blatchford was actually grappling with Perry there. That is a let. There just wasn't quite enough on that shot from Perry.
Just bounced out of the back corner enough.
It's like PJ heaven, this, isn't it? 2-all, 5-all.
That's a
Yeah, it's a
great
good shot.
Hand out.
Perfect line.
6-5. Seven, 5.
Well, Perry stretching out a lead here.
Blatchford just grimacing a bit there.
That served her well, that shot.
Hand out. 6, 7.
Yeah, she plays it well, even when she's not necessarily picking the right shot. The execution is so good.
Well, that is exactly what Blatchford needed. 2
7-all.
really quick points for her. These two have definitely taken huge lumps out of each other physically in this match.
Oh, again, just needed to push that forehand deep.
Grimace
Base
again.
was in the back of the court.
There's massive grimace from Blatchford with this movement. Definitely not overly comfortable on her left leg. Still there or thereabouts, and she's a shot maker, so she's got a fighting chance here. I just think that Perry has really settled down, and her base is so much better since she's taken the pace out of the driving. And just for her platform, it's made a huge difference in this match. Just took her a while to work it out. This could be all over. Blatchford looking forlorn there in the corner. 3 match balls for Sarah-Jane Perry, having saved 4 in the previous game. Well, and she's done it. That is a huge battling win for Sarah-Jane Perry. Unfortunate for Olivia Blatchford. She played so well for a huge amount of it. She will be distraught, but both players should take a bow. It's thoroughly entertaining squash. 66 minutes, Sarah-Jane Perry winning 3-2. She's hardly got the energy to throw that ball out. Almost hit Vanessa Atkinson on the head with it, actually. 11-7, 11-8, 9-11, 13-15, 7-11, 11-7. The final moments of this match. Perry nice and accurate with her drives. Blatchford not able to get the ball off the wall. And the end result was Perry being able to convert her first opportunity of a match ball, having saved 4. Well, we're going to go and hear from Sarah-Jane Perry. She is talking to Jenny Duncalf courtside.
SJ, wow, congratulations. That was an awesome comeback. Olivia came out so positive and pumped in those first 2 games, but you stuck in there and turned it around. You must be happy with how it ended.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you come back from 2-love down, you've got to be pretty pleased with your persistence and just effort level, if nothing else. But especially here, playing someone of Olivia's caliber and in front of her home crowd with everyone supporting. Sorry to let the crowd down. I mean, I wouldn't say it was my best squash I've ever played, but I kept fighting, and every match ball I just kept telling myself to focus and just play another point, didn't matter what the score was.
You certainly did, and the way Olivia plays, I mean, we know she likes to go short, but today she was seriously peppering those front corners, and being such a tall player, it's obviously quite difficult to get down there, but you did it so well, and you must be happy with your physicality to come through in the 5th like that.
I'm not sure I did it that well. She hit an awful lot of winners on the volley against me, and yeah, that's something I'll obviously go away and have a think about, because you know, she loves to volley, and she was on the volley an awful lot today, so just right now just happy to have actually managed to scrape through.
Well, you certainly scraped through. You showed huge guts and determination. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. Moving on to the quarterfinals, Sarah-Jane Perry.
Well, it was an incredible effort from Perry to win that match. Blatchford, what a performance. She came so close. She was probably the better player, but just couldn't quite convert on the big points. Just a few too many errors. She had match balls in the 4th. She'll be bitterly disappointed, but on reflection, she's got to be happy with the way she's playing. She's shown that she's up there. She can compete with some of the best players in the world, and hopefully she'll take confidence from that. But it's Sarah-Jane Perry. She found a way, and she moves into the quarterfinal.